Thank you for tuning in to the Canada Startups video series. If you follow our video series, you are aware that we have recently talked about the importance of financial statements and their impact on your business plan success. We also went over a few methods as to how to determine your revenue potential and typical expenses to consider. Today, in this video, we will be going over the hidden costs of starting a small business in Canada. While you can plan for business as much as you can, there are always unexpected costs, emergency situations, and so on that can put a stop to the business if you are not ready. So, let's review a few of those hidden costs together, as well as some strategies to plan for it. As you start your small business in Canada, it is always a good idea to be prepared for the unexpected. Hidden costs are common in a business, especially if you are new to entrepreneurship, as there are so many things that influence your business, from the startup costs to operating expenses to emergency situations or simply issues within the economy. If you are not properly planning for it, these hidden costs can impact your business negatively. In some cases, they can also quickly drive you into the ground. As you start your business, as much as you can try and plan for all of the needed startup expenses, you may miss out a few. Especially those expenses that have to do with permits, licenses, and any dues that are needed for your type of business. If you are planning on hiring staff, you may be on the hook for benefits and certain deductions that you may have not factored in. Other things may be insurance costs, deposits on rent, merchant fees, and such. As you start your business, if you are quick to act on these, they may not be an issue, but it is important to factor the unexpected cost into your budget and have at least 10% of your startup budget in reserve for the just-in-case type of expenses as you start up. Once you're up and running, you may run into some more unexpected costs on the operational side of things. What happens if you order new inventory and it comes damaged? Sure, you have insurance, but by the time the back and forth to resolve, time has passed you by and perhaps it's already eating at your budget. Maybe certain things need to be done by a lawyer, or you may need an accountant to help. These costs are extras that you perhaps may have not included into your business. Emergency situations can also cause many of the unexpected hidden costs to pop up. Some may be your fault, others not so much. Preparing for the unexpected is always something you should consider. Some emergency situation examples include your equipment decides to stop working, or your inventory is lost or stolen, or perhaps your website is down and has issues. You may also have had a medical emergency that disables you from working, causing you to lose a lot of money while down. Whatever the case may be, having a budget in mind and readily available to assist with any unexpected cost is always ideal. But not just a budget, a plan in place as to how to deal with it right then and there. Lastly, you may have industry or economy issues that cause a slowdown on your business. Consider how the pandemic recently impacted small businesses. This is a perfect example of how the unexpected can kill a business. Other hidden costs you have to consider in general may be delays in getting payment from your merchant processing solution or credit card fees, unexpected cost of utility usage, shrinkage, expensive loan repayments, as well as taxes. Planning something just doesn't work out, and no matter how much thought you've given your business pre-startup, something can always go wrong. That is the risk of business ownership. It is really about how you deal with these unexpected situations that will determine your likeliness to succeed or not. As a startup, you want to prepare your business, and with that in mind, it is a good idea to always have access to a credit card, perhaps a bank loan or a line of credit. While you don't have to use it, have it in case of emergencies to help you if anything unexpected does pop up. It is recommended to have 3 to 6 months of your operating expenses saved up, which would give you plenty of time to fix up any problems your business may have in case things do turn and go south. The amount will vary from business to business and will be based on what you can actually afford to save. In some cases, this may be as little as $500 to $1,000, where some may have to save $100,000 or more to be able to cover their 3 to 6 months of expenses. There is no right number, but always have a backup and a solution ready to implement. One of the biggest issues with the unexpected costs and the hidden costs of running a business is that it can very easily destroy you. While you may have carefully planned your business, beginning to end, invested all of this time and money into it, the real world is much different, and some ideas, some business models, simply just don't work. It is a good idea to have a risk plan in place. One that will help you evaluate your model and tell you when you should stop, call it quits, and get out of the business. If you have already gone above and beyond your budget of what you had in mind, and it's still not working for you, there is a chance that it won't work. So best to take the needed time to really evaluate your incomings and outgoings to determine what is causing the issue. If it can't be solved, don't throw more money at it, but instead, find a way to close shop and pull out what you can. Many people will try to borrow more money to pay off their debt, to balance the books, but in most cases, if your business isn't profitable, borrowing more money just to cover your costs isn't an ideal situation. Instead, evaluate where the problem is, and if it cannot be resolved, consider the same situation and find a mutual ground where you can call it quits without going into more debt. It is always important, as part of your risk strategy, to plan for an exit deadline. Be it that you want to sell the business or close stores if your business isn't doing well, have a date in mind and try to not go past it. Knowing when to quit may in fact be the only thing that saves you. Now that we are in a topic of money, let me remind you to check out our next video in the series, where we will be talking about funding, how to access it, how much to ask for, and so on.